Hello, we're here today to do a review of the Lenovo 100S Ideapad. This is a very small, very lightweight notebook. It's an 11-inch screen. This one is actually my daughter's. I got it for her for Christmas. 11.6-inch screen, did I say that already? Nice little laptop. I'm actually quite jealous of this thing. I had not found any reviews on the internet on this, so since we own it now, I thought I'd give you a good review on this. We are very pleased with this laptop so far. I want one for myself. I have a 17-inch HP that's getting a little long in the tooth now. It's a few years old, dual core AMD processor. And I hate to say it, but this one lets me do things quicker than that one does. Let me give you a little bit of a rundown on this. This is an Intel Atom processor, the Z3735F processor. It's a quad-core processor. It's an ultra-low power processor, 2.2 watts maximum energy consumption. 4-core, 1.3 gigahertz with burst to about 1.8 gigahertz. This comes with 2 gigs of RAM. That's DDR3 low voltage RAM. And that is the maximum it can have. This is not a upgradable laptop. You cannot add more RAM to it. This Atom processor can't handle more than 2 gigs of RAM, to be honest. I believe that is its max, actually. This comes with a 32 gig eMMC flash memory for hard drive. That is not the same as a solid state drive, an SSD. It's basically the same as what you'd get on a memory card that you can put in a camera. It is going to be a bit faster than a standard laptop, but it's not as quick as an SSD. You won't be disappointed with it. It is plenty fast. The total weight on this thing is 2.2 pounds and it's 0.71 inches thick. So it's not even 3/4 of an inch thick. Comes with Windows 10 Home 32-bit. Advertised price on this is $200, but you can find them all over the place for less than that. I got this on Amazon for $170 and I'm very pleased with it. Out of the box, this comes with very little in the way of crapware. It has Office 365, I believe a trial edition, or you can, it may be it's a full edition basically, but if you want to use it, you have to go say, yes, I'm going to give you my money to use it. I don't remember if it came with an antivirus or not. I honestly can't remember. I took the Office off, being that this is for my daughter who's a student. We had Office 2013 we could put on it, so I put that on there. I have a graphics package that I put on there that lets her do cards and things like that. That took up just under an extra gig. We have Firefox. She's into Minecraft, so we have Minecraft. And we use Avast antivirus. With that, we still have 11.5 gigs free of that 32 gigs for that storage. This has a micro SD slot for additional storage. I wish it were a full-size SSD. I'm not that disappointed though. Micro SD cards are cheap. I got a 32 gig card for about 11 bucks, 12 bucks, something like that. Pop that in and there's an extra 32 gigs of storage. So there's tons of storage available on here. And most of the time when you buy a micro SD card, you get the adapter for standard SD card, so you can pop it in whatever else you want to anyways. You shouldn't have any troubles. If you really need any additional storage space than that, then you probably want to consider an external hard drive anyway, or a different laptop completely, or perhaps you want to consider an online storage. It has Microsoft Office on it. You might want to use OneDrive. If you're a Google user, you can use Google Drive. There's any number of things out there you can use. Back to the laptop though. The screen on this thing is an 11.6 inch screen. It's LED backlit, 1366 by 768 resolution, so it's not super high, but for the size of the screen, it's just right. Viewing angles on it aren't superb, but they're not too bad. I don't know if you can see this. If you're looking straight on, it's pretty good. If you start turning at an angle, you see it starts to fade out a little bit, but you know, I've got it almost completely sideways here. You can still see it, which is good because this is designed to lay completely flat like this. I'm not totally sure what you're going to do with it when it's flat like that, but hey, if you want to, you can do that. Viewing angle is best straight on, but if you're a little bit off to one side or the other, it's not that bad. There are better screens out there, but when you're looking at an economy laptop, the screen's fine. You're not going to have to worry about it. Color seems to be pretty nice. Everything is nice and vibrant. The background, if you have an all-white image, everything's nice and bright and pretty even. The graphics built in, it's an Intel Atom processor. It has built-in Bay Trail graphics. They're not the most high-end portion of your graphics spectrum there. Gamers will not want to use this laptop for gaming. We'll get back to that in just a little bit with a little bit of details for what we use it for. Miscellaneous other stuff, it has Wi-Fi built in. The Wi-Fi is great. I've never had a problem with getting good signal and great speeds out of it. Has no optical drive. It's too thin to have an optical drive. Ultra light. It has full-size HDMI, which is nice because everybody has a big screen TV these days. And if this 11-inch screen is just not big enough for you, you can plug it into your TV with a regular old HDMI cable, and you get sound and video both through your HDMI cable, so you've got a big screen to watch it on. Two USB 2.0, no USB 3 in this one, and if you're like me, I hate trackpads, so I've got an external mouse that I use with it. My daughter uses it too, she just likes the mouse. You're left with a single USB port. But it's designed to be ultra portable. What else are you going to put in it anyway? If you need to sit down and have extra storage, maybe you can plug in your external hard drive. So really, that's not that big of a deal. It has a 0.3 megapixel webcam. So if you want something that's got a great webcam picture, this is not going to be it. It's fine enough if you want to Skype or something like that. You can get external webcams that you can clip right to the back of your display here. That will give you 720 video. If you really need that, you can get this. It's not that big of a deal. Microphone in it works fine. It does have a built-in microphone. It has a combo microphone headphone jack. The stereo speakers, and on something this small, you're not going to get a massive amount of bass out of something. That's a given. It's not that big. But I tell you what, the sound on this thing is amazing for its size. I have a 17-inch laptop with Altec Lansing, I think is who makes the speakers on my 17-inch. This kicks its butt. Just a short while ago, I was watching a video of Formula 3000 racers going on a hill climb. It's designed so you can hear the sound of those engines that scream up the hills at 10,000 RPM or whatever. The sound that came out of this thing was fantastic. It does something with the sound field around you so that it sounds like it's here between your ears instead of down here on the laptop. Really quite impressive to be such a small, inexpensive laptop. You're not going to get the huge bass out of it, but as far as those mid-range and high tones, for the video that I was watching, it was amazing. I couldn't believe how good it was. Which is making it really hard for me to want to keep my laptop. I want to trade my daughter, but she wouldn't do it. I already mentioned the micro SD card slot. It has no wired LAN. No optical drive, already mentioned that, and it has a trackpad. Trackpad works fine on it. I am not a big fan of Lenovo's trackpads because they have a tendency to put the buttons up at the top, and your trackpad, the whole trackpad is movable. It just doesn't work for me. This one's pretty much normal. It's like you would find in any other laptop, but I still don't like them. This one works really well though. The battery life in this thing is one of the best things about it. I've had this thing on for probably an hour and a half now. I was watching those YouTube videos I mentioned earlier, still at 90%. My daughter plays Minecraft on this for 8 hours before she has to plug it in. The battery life is just killer. But that goes back to, you have those LED backlight for the screen. LEDs, low power. You have the RAM in it is low voltage, which means low power consumption. The Atom processor is designed to be ultra low power consumption. This is the same thing you can get in some cell phones perhaps. So it sips at the electricity. Doesn't guzzle it like these big laptops. It sips at it. So your battery life is phenomenal. Experience. How is it in using it? The keyboard is actually not that bad. I'm used to a wider keyboard, so it took me a little bit of getting used to, but it's not that bad. As for such a small laptop, it's about the closest to a full-size screen keyboard experience as you're going to get. And it's not bad. It's fully usable. The keys feel good. They don't feel, nothing about this laptop feels cheap. It feels very solid, very like a more expensive laptop. The experience you get with it is very nice because it's such a good screen, because the sound is so good on it, and because Intel's Atom processors these days are really good processors. Your experience running things are going to be nice and smooth. If I want to get on Facebook, I can scroll through my news feed. It's just smooth as could be. If I see somebody popped up a video, I can pop up and watch the video. I was doing the YouTube videos, full screen, 720p. Processor was barely even breaking a sweat. Part of the reason this thing does video is so good as well. If I am right, the Atom processors have the codecs for video built into the chip. So it's a hardware level decoding for your video instead of a software level. So it's much easier on the processor when that happens. I believe, don't quote me on that, but I believe. Your Office works great. Boot up and shut down is super fast. There's not much to dislike about this. When you open the box, there's not a lot of junk in the box to sort through either. You get the laptop, a charger, and a little card for your warranty info, and that's pretty much it. Everything else is cardboard and blank space. There's no huge manual to look through. I'm thinking Lenovo at this point figures, you've got a smartphone, everything around you is connected these days, you don't need a manual for it. Why bother to send one? That'd just be extra expensive, have to charge you anyway. I think they've done a great job thinking about those things. The quality of this thing, the usability of this, the lack of bloatware on it, all that really shows as a quality device, well thought out. For the price on it, I just can't get over it. I'm still jealous. I'll mention that maybe a couple more times. Setup for it was, if you've done setup for Windows 10 on a new PC, very easy. It asked me to connect to my Wi-Fi. Wanted to set up an account for the PC, which Microsoft wants you to connect with a Microsoft account. If you tell it you don't have one, you do get the option of using a local account, which I did, and then boom, just a couple more questions and it was done. That's it. So back to the video part, for those gamers out there, there's Minecraft is very popular these days, and since this is a very inexpensive laptop at the price point where you could get it for a child or someone that hasn't learned to really take care of their equipment well yet, which I guess there's a few adults you can put in that category too. I'm not saying naming any names or anything here, but the price is such that you can go ahead and give that to these people and not feel bad about it. Minecraft players, Minecraft vanilla on this thing runs like crap. I'll tell you that right now. I'm not a Minecraft player, but I couldn't even stand it. You're getting 9 frames per second, maybe. And I've got a Minecraft server set up for my kids in the basement, so it's not like there's anything, any lag or anything they have to worry about. Anybody that does Minecraft knows there are add-ons that you can put in or mods for Minecraft. Look up something called, at the time I bought this, something called Optifine. Donate to them. It does not require, it does not, it's completely free, but when you try it on a laptop or a desktop that is low performance and needs a little bit of help getting those frame rates up, you're going to want to give them some money. It's that good. We jumped up to frame rates. They'll tell you get 2 to 3 times the frame rate that you would get normally. Sometimes it's better. That Optifine mod really likes this processor. We're getting 40 to 60 frames per second consistently now. The experience with it is the same as on a high-end laptop. And we've set. I have a higher-end laptop that we've set them up side by side and compared. An Intel i5 processor running vanilla Minecraft and an Atom processor running Minecraft with Optifine, and they're both just beautiful. There's the high-end laptop isn't faster. Bottom line is this is such a nice little laptop. It's so small, teeny tiny little thin thing here, lightweight. I mean, you could, the ladies out there, if you've got a large enough purse, and it doesn't even have to be very big, you could fit it right in a purse. It's just barely larger than some tablets out there. So my take is, for the money, there's not much out there that I can think of that would be better than this right now. You've got a full Windows 10 operating system. It does everything. You can install any software on it that you want that's Windows 10 because it's the full Windows 10. There are no restrictions. If it's, unless you're into high-end stuff, video editing, gaming, things like that, you're not going to want this for something like that. It just doesn't have the horsepower. For anything else, I mean, for $170 to a $200 range, I mean, if you go wrong, you're not out of that much money anyway. So my recommendation would be to go ahead and give it a try. If you're on the fence about it, jump down off the fence and go get your butt in the car and go get it. Or hop online, tell Amazon, drop it to you in 2 days. So my name is Floyd. It's been great talking to you. Thank you for listening to my rambling. And I do ramble, I admit it. But that's my review for the Lenovo Ideapad 100S. And see you another day. Thank you.